Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Bat Châtillon 155-55. It's the Tier 9 French SPG. This one's located on the west spawn of Outpost, and it's under the command of Drittkammeraten. Yes, I know. I didn't actually understand what Drit actually meant until, of course, it was explained to me, but Kameraten means buddy. So, game on. Well, this SPG was designed in 1955, hence the 55 in the name, whereas the Bat Châtillon 155-58 was designed in 1958. They only made one prototype of this vehicle. It was to have an all-round turret. In fact, it was actually quite an innovative design because the vehicle didn't have to be moved away from its firing position for the gun to swivel and attack a new target straight away. All three enemies coming together at the same time. He fires around it. Oh! 3 tanks were damaged with one shot, and they were all stunned at the same time. He didn't have much time to actually get that lined up. In fact, I was actually in free camera at the time that he did it. Okay, we can see a Leopard prototype's gone to that position there. I think he's going to try and shoot at our teammates as they make their way down to the north end of the map. He's holding on just for a moment, but decides there's better targets to go for. In fact, he's decided this Conqueror looks a very good target, and I cannot see why not, because he's sitting there, and he got a direct hit right into his side. Picked up 271 and loads of damage assist because he tracked him, and he's out the game. That was a beautiful game. That was a beautiful target because he absolutely anticipated. That guy was so open. He was an easy kill. Okay, so we've got a number of enemy tanks now, but he's going to go for the Viz 55, who pulls back. And he does get a piece of him with Splash. Now, this 155-55 will do 680 alpha, penetrating 48mm of armor, and it's got a burst radius of 7.6 meters, so it spreads over quite a large area. I know there are mods which will actually show you the burst radius on when you're actually looking in Battle Assistant view. You can see a dome matching where the area is. Another good shot. 97 hit points, hit the front of the Type 5. Unfortunately, there's thick armor at that end, so very difficult to damage them. Okay, that Viz 55 pops out there for a brief moment. Difficult to get a shot because there's a house there which is getting in the way, but now we've got a Death Star on the enemy team. Now he's got the big 183mm gun, and he's using that house to side scrape, and well, that was a warning to him. 130 hit points gone, and he's stunned. So if you occupy that position again, I will put a round into your side. Okay, switching back. He's still doing most of his trade on the north end of the map, and why not? Because there is a huge amount of enemies there. He's already got 1,097 hit points of actual damage, loads of assists, 1,300 of assists, and 1,400 of stun assist as well. So he's having a riot of a game, really. Rounds out. He fires between the two vehicles. They hit both of them. The impact is on the front of the FV215B, the British heavy tank, and it actually splashes the tank that was right next door to him at the same time, which was an IS-7. Didn't get any stun assist off that one, but really it's a twofer. You know, you're firing one shell in, you're getting 2 tanks stunned and 2 tanks damaged. FV215B again, one of the tanks that was taken out of the tech tree as a premium, and he landed that one lovely on the body. The main hull took that shot, picked up another 193. You can see how Drittkammeraten is working this. He's working the game. As fast as he can get the shells into the breach, he's getting them out to the enemy and delivering them on target. Going for the FV215B again. This could be a kill shot if he gets it directly on. It is! Now, I don't see these replays before they are played, so I am predicting when I say that could be a kill shot. I haven't seen this. I don't know it's a kill shot, but it's lovely when you see something like that. Beautifully done. That was a clean kill. IS7 sitting around the corner. We can't do much about him, and we did lose our Cranbarn, who poked around the corner. He did get a kill, but unfortunately he's now out of the game. Okay, so we splashed and we got a bit of a stun on the T-57 Heavy, who's approaching our T-57 Heavy. He's trying to use the houses to protect himself, but we haven't got a clean shot, mainly because of the angle we're firing at. Those buildings right next door, they do get in the way. And now the enemy IS-7's trying to get involved, and again, we've still got a red line indicating that we've got no shot, and the T-57 Heavy on our team goes down. These are things you have to watch for when you're an Arty player. You have to watch for those red lines because you know you've got an obstruction when you see that red line appearing from the bottom of the screen up to the aim point. Usually it's a building or a cliff or something that gets in the way. Rounds out in the Type 5. Direct hit, 83 hit points. Now the reason there was a gap between him firing at the other tanks and this Type 5 was that he was desperately trying to find a solution. But now, of course, he's got this Type 5 Heavy by the side. He can keep firing rounds in on him. Okay, here we go again. Rounds out straight away. This time it hits the side of the tracks. Oh, that was beautiful. Just saw an EBR-90 getting wiped out by a Progetto 65. We've got control of the castle now, which means it's doubly difficult for the enemy. There are 3 tanks down. There's only 4 of them left. There goes the Type 5, which now means there's only 3 left. And all 3 of those enemy tanks are in this area, in the north end of the map, and they're now being surrounded. Okay, IS-7. Now, if we do fire, we might actually hit our own IS-7. Rounds out. He does get the hit. Hits the turret. And the enemy IS-7 goes down. Mind you, he did splash his own teammate in that game, so in that shot, because the teammate was in the blast zone. Now, normally, the thing you would do is if you are getting 2 enemies too close together, if you've got intuition, you can switch shells to a non-stun HE. You won't do any damage to your teammate with non-stun HE, but you certainly will. Oh! Progetto 65 squashes the last enemy, the T-57 Heavy, and the game is over. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker game for Drittkammeraten in the Bat Châtillon 155-55. A very good game because he kept pumping those shells out as fast as he could. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He got 11, and he also got a Confederate, hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. He only got the single kill, that FB215B. As you can see here, he did hit a lot of the enemy. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see that the highest damage in this game actually went to the Ho-Re-1, who got 4,513 hit points of damage. Second highest damage turned out to be the T-57 Heavy on the enemy team with 4,376. And the third highest was the IS-7 on our team with 4,332. We can see that Drittkammeraten got 2,239, which puts him 5th on his team. But there were enemy tanks that were higher than him on damage. In fact, there were 3 of them, which means that he's actually in 8th place overall on damage. When it comes to kills, it's the STB1 who did the best with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the T-57 Heavy on the enemy team. 2 kills went to the Progetto M65, the IS-7, the AMX M4, I think it's that 54? No, it's a 51. The FV4005 Heshbon, and also the Cranbarn. And Dritt only got the 1 kill, the FV215B. But when it came to base XP, he's a little further up the table. Yes, because there's only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game. The Ho-Re-1 got, because of course he got a very big high caliber, he got 1,111 experience points. But Drittkammeraten came second because of all the stun assist and damage assist he did. 1,079 went to him, with the 3rd place player being the IS-7, who got 999, so just 1 point getting off over 1,000. Look at detail. He fired 13 rounds in that game. That's a decent number of rounds to get a decent result. 8 direct hits on the enemy, none of them penetrated. Well, that's down to the fact that it is a 155mm round. A lot of the tier 8, tier 9, tier 10 Artys are much bigger in caliber. And of course, even they have struggled with penetration because, of course, they're up against serious armor on the enemy team. He got 18 splashes off 13 rounds, so you can see he was hitting multiple tanks at the same time. 2,239 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 1, and did 1,318 hit points of damage assistance, and 2,952 hit points of stun assist off 16 stuns. Most of the damage assistance was actually done on that Conqueror, where he actually got that hit on, tracked the guy, and everybody just piled on in and took the guy out of the game. And of course, he picked up all the assistance because the guy was immobile and couldn't do a thing. And that's down to Dritt's shot. Now, he did earn a profit on this game on a premium count. He got 67,231 credits. And he also took away 3,238 experience points as well. As he says, it's a pretty decent round in his Bat Chat 155-55. He does like this Arty a lot. I can't say that I like it myself, really. I'm much more of a fan of the M53, M55, or the Object 261. But the Bat Chat 155-55, it takes a while to get used to it. And, of course, there is a big difference between the two different guns, because, of course, one's got a slightly longer reload than the other, and a slightly different accuracy as well. But this is one of those Artys which you can run away from the enemy, because it's actually got quite a fast top speed, 56.3 kilometers an hour, which means you can move it around the map quite quickly. In this battle, Drittkammeraten didn't have to move it at all. In fact, he didn't move for even counter-battery purposes, because the enemy Arty was focusing on our tanks, not on trying to take out the Arty. So if the Arty had made his presence known, then I think Dritt would have tried to take him out anyway. But of course, he did the right thing. He stayed on those tanks. He earned himself a lot of credits and a lot of stun assist, and got out with an ace tanker. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.